blockwork, and to some degree also against the DK jumping on you, right? Meanwhile, Void Spirit Viper can easily create spell with a tiny. I do find these lineups to be more or less even, though. I see advantages for both lineups.
I think it's going to come down to how, like, Quincy again look to play this period where we are waiting for that Dragonlance, right? Or they would always like to run, or you know, in your pubs with your mates, you get a Fury and you get a Wisp, you get an Invoker, you know, Ice Blast, and you just look for kills on literally whoever's showing in the map. So could definitely be possible this game. And again, that's why, because you have that global kill threat, that's why it's so difficult for you to split push lanes should the game come to that. So a plan B for Quincy crew is going to be difficult to come up with on the fly if things are looking a bit more on the downside out from the lanes. MSS sneaking around. That's going to cause a smoke to break here from Snaking. MSS does plant the ward. He's probably going to know Snaking was on a mission to do the same. He'll likely be scouted out as well with the same movement, perhaps even first blood. But that's a great toss. Snaking looking to try and cut him off through the river. Might catch up to him, but there's no procs of battery assault left. That will not be a first blood here for Tundra.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, that works out. That attempt by Tundra, not very easy in the... We're gonna have to settle for just odd screen.
Oh, you've never heard this taunt? I'm pretty sure. I think in season 1 we've gone over this. How you just always forget that this Luna taunt exists.
Maybe might have been on it. Every single. Why is the cat?
Begins.
Is that Luna or the?
It's Nova.
Could be Luna though. You don't know. There's no proof that it's on. So they're gonna leave their DK alone as well. It seems. I mean, yeah. If you try let you secure the Luna, especially in the beginning. Hell, if Tiny tries to do the little creep cutting, he might get punished with this. Good idea. Tiny can't do anything else in the lane. He has to creep cut and then go gank. So if you can stop this creep cutting from MSS, or you kill Viper while he's creep cutting, this is perfect. If there's show snaking in the lane, like I swear, it's just snaking alone. Look at this, Lelis, get out of the lane.
Yeah, but look how much damage they've already done to the DK. They know for sure that there's no one else here to support him. Yawar and LOH just looking to do get as much zoning in. If they can keep him out of XP range, this lane just becomes, you know, just so easy for them. With the Frost Arrows and the Arctic Burn, there's not much DK can do here, but just look to run and try and take as little damage as possible.
Yeah, level 1 Dragon killing wasn't the call for 3. Can't imagine you being... I
think it was for the first blood attempt.
Yeah, it gives you the chance of running away, but you got out healing. Or can just chase you.
Speaking of running away, look at Quinn already being forced underneath the tower. EMP at least misses, I think, so he's able to retain most of his mana here. Crucial for being able to secure CS just like that underneath the tower.
Just desperately trying to fight experience. He wants that level 2. Level 3 is when he actually can fight this lane again, so I'm assuming he's just gonna...
Quinn, really tight play there with the Aether Remnant, just managing to find 9 with it. One more auto attack would have condemned him there. Just wants just a couple more CS here for the bottle. Unfortunately, he's just one shy, so he is going to have to make the run back home to refill his HP and mana. As now Snaking, as you've said, has rotated down bottom in order to assist 33 a bit more.
Well, SVG read it perfectly. Nice. It's like, thank you for the pull. No problem, I'll take it. It's only a couple Taskmasters, so they'll stack the lane. Rather than nothing. Now the DK is giving a bit more freedom. Level 1 in Dragon's Blood, already enough to survive the Drows.
King is taking a lot of damage out from this. He's got tangos at least, but this is kind of a big sack for him here, especially because, yep, there's Arctic Burn being reapplied. 33, not really enjoying this lane too much. He is at least now looking to get some more experience, which is more than could have been said before. But Yawar in very much so a comfortable position. In fact, is queuing up that second Wraith Band.
Denied!
The creep cut worked for Snake. I actually loved what... because it used to be the case that certain heroes like Winter Wyvern just didn't have any way to all they doing. But now you have techniques like you try to pull the creep wave into it, you can even de-aggro the creep wave again towards yourself. It's much more complex than it used to. I've seen players do some crazy things. But 3-3 in the end won, and he managed to get a out of this very Also even denied one of the range. Also very important.
Yeah, but Yawar is so far so good. 17 and 11.
Bottom lane, he might just die for free here. The Frost Arrow is dealing way too much damage. Dragon Till's not going to save him. That's going to be a freebie here for QCY. Taking the wrong path, snaking, maybe feeling a bit too cocky, underestimating Yawar's damage with Frost Arrow's level 2 already.
Yeah, I was going to point out that both lanes are actually looking a little bit similar, not only just kind of in levels, but also in terms of the CS and the denies, most importantly. The biggest difference now being the fact that there are no kills top lane here in favor of Tundra. And honestly, I don't really see bottom getting much easier here. 33 now, at least with 2 points in the Dragon's Blood, is able to have that passive regen that's doing a lot of work for him. And killing the Courier here that contained the Clarities for LOA at least is a big win as well.
Bounty.
Yeah, I agree. It's, I mean, the Clover can't do much against Drow either, at least not in the early game. Once you get hookshot, sure, but in the lane, you're useless. You can't get close to him. Winter Wyvern can just outrun your cogs with a burn. Kind of screwed there. 9 needs to do a lot of this mid lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, top is also going fine. Ellis hasn't gotten too many left. So I guess you're at least...
They're actually going to get a kill top lane now.
Talking about lack of assets, he's like, well, actually, that Parisian, technically asset.
He's like a range creep, at least, to the Viper, until Ice Blast comes out.
You hit him with a multi-shot, but they have no intention of killing him. After all, the Frost Arrows is great for the slow, but you always have to consider how much do I want to chase him, and in turn, how many last hits will I miss? Not really worth it.
Jackpot!
Plata in the top lane, but during goal from Go is looking at it toxic. They run the avalanche here, but they don't use time. Oh, he actually gets frozen. Lilith can't continue this. Finally, Frozen finally able to get that kill. Skiter trying to attack Lilith, realizing maybe this is not his fight. Snaking is coming in from behind. Lilith really wants to kill Skiter before he dies. The toss aggressively, and he will get that kill. Thanks to the poison attack. Snaking trying to get the counter kill on MSS. The creature helping him. Nice little cogs. Chasing in the poor Tiny. And I think this should be a kill with the body blocks.
Dire's top tower is under
They did get a kill mid lane, though, should be said. It looks like they rotated the Wyvern over. We're able to get the jump here onto the Invoker. And not exactly what he was looking for either there. Snaking looking to relieve some pressure up top lane. Means that he can rotate now back towards the mid lane at level 6. Or sorry, at minute 6, pardon me. To look to try and equalize here. But Quinn already with a major advantage. And Yawar, again, just very easy lane for him here in this 1v1. He's got no problems versus the DK.
Yeah, no surprise there. DK can't get close to you, so Dragon Tail and Breathe Fire seem like useful.
are scanning.
Drow also maxing the Frost Arrows to make sure close. Sorry. Skitter's also doing a good job. I mean, the difference is 9 last hits between kills. I think Lilith has recovered. That kill on Skitter was very... Even if Snaking rotated, it was a bit late, a bit of a reactive rotation, and QCY reported just staying there, getting the kill. MSS is actually being surprisingly useful. Tiny hasn't needed to gank a single time, just playing super aggressive in this lane, utilizing Viper to this.
Speaking of ganks, here comes 9 with the Haste Rune onto Yawar. Looks like Yawar this time might not be so lucky. So with that Dragon Tail stun, they are going to be able to get the kill. He was just looking to at least multi-shot the wave before he died. And does set up here for LOA to at least get a couple of last hits himself. Still 3 heroes top lane for Tundra as Yawar, or sorry, make that Quinn in the mid lane. Did manage to dispatch of the wagon with ease, and unfortunately he's already lost his own wagon, so not much of a push threat coming, but some good chip damage. 700 damage done to the tier 1 tower already by a Void Spirit is pretty commendable.
Will be QCY's first plan of attack now that Quinn is close to getting online. Honestly, without any items, you can already get kills. There's no really need to protect the mid lane from the Invoker. But of course, you also know that you want to threaten 9 because he already got his first charges. Probably going to be looking the same against him. The problem is that there's not really anyone that can gank here because of how well the lanes went. I don't think Viper's an easy kill. Drow might be if Winter Wyvern's not nearby. I feel like the tempo is still controlled by 9. Sorry, by Quinn here as we go for 9. In fact, Snaking is here to respond. Quinn, Automana, can't get away. Quinn might have been a bit overzealous. Saved by the Cold Embrace. Still frozen though due to the Cold Feet. Can Quinn just outrun this? He won't be able to. The help from Yawar. Dragon Tailed immediately. In fact, Yawar in the wrong position. Cold Feet will trigger at this rate. Yawar will have to sacrifice himself, getting nothing in return. They even catch up to SVG. Dragon versus Dragon action, or Wyvern versus Dragon. The Green Dragon will win this fight. 3 kills going on the way of Tundra. Better rotations here, and they end up setting up the tempo because of a overzealous play by Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn getting a little bit too aggressive. I do like the commitment, the team play. You know, everyone else on Quincy also then overcommitting as a result.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's your Drow Ranger who is joining the fight, hoping to try and be the decisive turning point in that engagement, while skiter is just, you know, peacefully farming in the jungle. They've defended top lane as well, so it wasn't like Leslau was able to push anything in response, means that it is a pretty big win here. It's, I think, a reset because now, you know, everyone does look pretty gankable. It's something, you know, that gets you to high-five all the boys and get ready to get into this mid-game. But Quinn, he's not been too fortunate here out from the early laning stage after he did get that kill onto the Invoker. It was the first Elder Dragon form, though, and not much damage done to the tower, from Quincy at least, so they can be happy with that.
Radiant's middle tower is under
second
attack.
time, right? Dragon Tail, EMP will hit, but they have no cogs this time to continue mana drain. In fact, MSS is coming in to turn this into a kill, perhaps on the Invoker. Yawar joined the second time, but this time it's going to be a successful gank as they take down 9, 3-3 the target. But 3-3 is a bit too tanky for him to die. However, this time they actually did something similar where they allowed Lelis to be free farming in the top lane, allowing him to get his items and, more importantly, pushing the tower quite effectively off.
Yep, he was doing this before. Ooh, Quinn, though, he's going to get snagged by Fata. Mid lane skiter looking to try and TP away, but MSS rotating out through the jungle is going to hit him with the avalanche, and they've got more than enough damage for him. Second death on Quinn, then, was just going to be the simple DK into plenty of magic damage coming from his allies. DK stun, rather. Lelis, as you said, he is continuing to push. He has not joined either.
Honestly, because Viper shouldn't be the one tower, but it's also... It's one of the strengths that I think Quincy will also have, because Yawar understands Lelis wants to get that Rod of Athos early. You let him farm a bit earlier. Now these swap positions, he's close to that Rod of Athos anyway. Put pressure into the tower. And that way you always have a space creator, always a farmer, depending more on items than on the positions. They go for the Dragon now, and poor Dragon Knight a bit too far. Second Dragon form wasted already. Yawar will be able to take the tower. Also have some tower pushing on the Drow Rangers.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really big play out from Quincy Crew. Once again, nice rotation out from MSS. That's the second time, and we did have a pause, so it seems like it was a little bit longer ago, but he was literally just returning from getting that kill onto the Luna. So he's just been swiping back and forth through the enemy jungle, through the river, around the Roche pit, picking up kills at each one of his destinations. So he is having a phenomenal game, I would say, on this Tiny thus far. The farm, of course, is not going to reflect that because it's still not the best Tiny game I've ever seen, at least draft-wise, but he's definitely making the best thing he can out of it.
Yeah, and he played a very odd way of playing Tiny, like I said, laning Tiny, kind of playing extra aggressive friends. And it worked out because you have the 3 cores really farm for Tundra. In fact, now, talk about cores. Sorry, for Quincy, we're talking about Tundra cores. They're going to lose 3-3 here easily to the Viper. Lelis now playing super aggressively and really closing in a Rod of Athos, which will guarantee some extra kills here once he gets it. The ganking squad is online for Quincy Crew. As far as they're concerned, Tundra can't even go to their triangle. They need to defend these stacks, so they'll try to. Rocket Flare at least takes some of the big creeps. But against Lelis, what are you going to do? You really cannot fight this Viper right now.
Skiter, at least, he's finding farm in the top lane, sees quite a few heroes here with this ward, pushing into his triangle, knows that there's a pretty safe farm top. Quinn is going to rotate on over, but there is a ward as well here that is going to scout that rotation, so Skiter off and safely away into the jungle. The rest of Tundra, in the meantime, have got their eyes set this time yet again onto the mid-tier 1 tower. 33 Elder Dragon form just coming off cooldown, quick to pop it, and once again getting that debuff onto the tower. Let's see.
We should fall now.
This should fall. Actually, this is a nice play, right? They do this specifically because they did see Quinn TP away, but snaking, he actually connected the hookshot onto the satyr, but looks like he might just lose his life out for this one. 2 stacks of the poison attacks, and it's going to be the last frost arrow from Yawar to secure the kill in exchange for the tier 1 tower.
I mean, at least they built a tower in exchange. It's not too bad. Snaking keeping, considering how valuable the tier 1. But if you have a DK, part of the advantage of this hero is the safe push that this provides, you being super tanky and everything. And it took a while to get mid-tier tower. You still have to sacrifice a fair amount. What is good though from Tundra is that they still have a really farming Luna, who did not go for the Mask of Madness actually, so Skitter wants to somewhat fight, not vacuum farm the jungle as quickly, instead being more of a mid-game hero, trying to match Drow's tempo. Seems appropriate for the Dragonlance. Also a very...
Yep. Nice to have versus the Drow as well, who is going to be able to naturally outrange you, even without the Dragonlance that UR's picked up. So this is going to reset it, but it makes it easier to kill other heroes. I mean, we've got 2 other ranged heroes anyway, the Viper and the Winter Wyvern. Luna, a ranged hero, and quite fast for being a ranged hero as well, but does need that speed to make up for her lackluster natural attack range.
That's why Dragonlance helps. In fact, even though at some point the Hurricane awful for amount of catch him and keep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Of course, but of course in a late, as right now, the name of the name of the game is also Fonta's death here, who does need ward in exchange for his death. Even gets a nice blast off. In fact, Snaking wants to continue this, going for MSS, but MSS not too bothered by this. In fact, his Snaking might be in trouble. Tornado APs used for Quins, does the sibling, EMP hits. Winter Skirts though might set up for the kill here on Snaking, grabs even on 9, who's been caught out, tossing him back towards Lelis. Dragon kills the 9, that's not gonna save him. In fact, a Cold Embrace will save Lelis instead. 3-3 is going to fall here to Quinn, and they do catch up to Yawar. He's stuck in the cause, decent help for his teammates, but they're not going to come in time. The Lucent Beam will finish him off, and they want SVG as well, but a lucky Imbus Room will save his life here. Just spawned. Ends up being a pretty bad matchup. Well, actually even, right? 3 for 3 here for... Gonna buy back from Snake.
Yeah, 3 for 3. I want to say
even, right?
we lost the AA at the beginning, so it's a 4 for 3.
That's true. That's true. And Drow is the carry versus the offlaner Tundra, right? Because you lost the DK.
Yeah, that's not such an amazing showing, unfortunately, so far from Yawar. He's joining these fights, which I love to see, especially on a hero like the Drow Ranger, who can just pump out the damage, especially because you do have this break on the Nether Toxin from the Viper, but does really need to be, you know, it's a hard game always for a Drow Ranger, especially in a professional game, but especially when they have ways of closing the gap just so easily here. At least their focus on killing Yawar does allow Quinn to escape there and get quite a few kills and lots of damage in. So Quinn can at least be appreciative of that, but that is going to be the 3rd death for Yawar compared to the 2nd of Skitter.
Yeah, that's not looking too great now for Quincy as Yawar start to fall behind. Not as fast a farmer as Luna, of course. Skitter will be able to match him, and with the temple build that he went for, you're capable of fighting a bit Drow, so he lost that advantage. The one thing that saves you though is Viper being quite farm, and so has Quinn taking over, especially the DK who's falling behind, so it's not as uneven, but Tundra is setting up for a really good forward at 1 on this Luna. Once Skitter gets that power spike here with a Manta style,
Dire's structures are fortified.
I think you're going to be able to
Dire's middle tower is under
Quincy
attack.
looking to try and wrap around this tier 1 tower.
Easy tower for them.
Oh yeah.
No intention from Tundra to defend this. Now you can start invading the enemy jungle easily. In fact, 3-3 playing the dead lane here. Dangerous. No offensive wards though by Quincy, even though you took the tower. I would expect it to start warding the enemy jungle completely.
We got one. We just have the one right here. Unlikely to be dewarded. Gives you pretty good rotational vision if anyone's moving into the jungle. From there, you kind of just have to guess where they're going. I like it, to be honest, because like you said in the draft, Luna is one of these predictable heroes. She's going to be like a pendulum farming away across the map wherever it's safe. If enemies are showing bottom, she'll farm her way top. When enemies rotate top, she'll do the same back bottom. And being able to more or less estimate where she is thanks to a rotational ward like this one, it should yield maybe 1 kill here out from Quincy. But that's what you're looking for out from the ward anyway. 33 is going to be scouted by Leslau. And she's going to go ahead and drop the Dragon Tail and TP. Atos, not in time.
Okay. He got away, so he's very close to that Blink Dagger. Doesn't want to lose life right now. That Blink Dagger is pretty much the only item that's going to activate week 3 right now. I don't think you're going to be able to get back into the game. Oh, maybe you give him Philosopher's Stone this game. You like swap it in, swap it out between the different items depending if you're fighting or not. Consideration. This clock in Ancient Apparition, very item independent.
It's true. They just need their experience. The Snake King, his smoke will pop first. LOA is going to see it. MSS rotating from behind. Finds himself just eating a full Eclipse. Skiter thought there would be more enemies, though, so the Eclipse only used to kill the tiny Snake King yet again, connecting onto some Satyrs. As the Sunstrike poor vision, trying to find LOA, gives 33 the vision to blink forward and land the Dragon Tail stun onto the Wyvern. Chaining the stuns is going to be Skiter with the Lucid Beam, as they will be able to cut off the retreating Wyvern. And it's Skiter getting the double kill at the end of this engagement, likely to now push into a tier 1 tower here if they want to, and they don't. Roshan is the play here. What are we doing, Tundra?
We took over the enemy try. I think the tier 1 hero will be a safe bet. Because if you take over the enemy triangle, you already taken the mid tower. You can then secure Roshan for yourself. You don't have the best Roshan to take.
That's true. True.
So
no Slardar, no TA, no Snapfire.
No minus armor of any kind. They go for the Dragon Knight. Okay, 3-3. Here's the Gauss. First, Scotland will be bursted down, but at the same time as Quinn. Perhaps Cold Snap on Quinn, though. He gets away just in time. Actually dividing their damage between MSS and Quinn, which means they got neither of those killed.
Yeah. Good effort on the Sunstrike. Yeah, it's a level 3 Sunstrike, so respectable damage. 225 pure damage this early on in the game. Might be able to sneak one of those cheeky kills when they're looking to escape, but unfortunately he was a little bit too ahead of himself there on that one. Nice play by MSS, just sticking around, idling nearby, waiting for the debuff of the vessel to end before he can heal back up. And now actually it's going to be Quincy crew on the move. I think they're just going because they know Tornado is going to be on cooldown for a couple more seconds, so there's no chance to counter-initiate. They're going to find Fata. Yeah, true.
Fata. Ooh, nice either of it. That's going to be a dead Fata. There's no more Ice Blast either. Now this gives you some liberty to take some towers. Not even, actually, since they're Radiant, actually could sneak in a Rodan well.
It's definitely doable, I would say, with the Roshan, with the Yawar Drow Ranger, is what I meant to say. Hurricane Pike now completed for the Drow, and already the Mithril Hammer for the BKB on the way. So decent damage, good stats, and a nice defensive item here to get herself out of cogs if necessary is going to be something that's nice. Unfortunately, for the most part, Snake King has just been mostly connecting onto range creeps this game. Out of his 3 hook shots, 2 of them have been, range creeps, neutral creeps, but he's getting closer. He's just warming up, and just wait till he finds his mark. Quinn might be looking to try and snipe 9 down bottom if he shows, but he's wise and stays out of vision of the tower.
Looking for more kills here on Quincy. Like, dominate the top area, do the stopping jungles thing. With this single ward, though, I don't think you're super safe to go into the enemy jungle. Just need something a bit more than a rotational ward.
Yeah.
Securing some farm for Yawar, who's somewhat recovering compared to the Luna, but Drow Ranger is never going to match him. At least not with the same amount of...
And this is kind of the difficulty that I was kind of speaking of this awkward transitionary period where your Drow's not really quite ready to full 5-on-5 yet. Hold on, thoughts? They're gonna get Quinn, as this ward just about to expire is gonna pay off.
That was a really valuable kill here. Quinn was playing in the enemy, in his enemy jungle, I would say, because you're Radiant technically, so you would have swapped jungles by now. They had some nice vision there. Tundra definitely put some effort into defending this area. And now they can even try to go for a tower, why not? Dragon Form's still up for a while, even if double damage will fall, and Luna's already a pretty decent pusher.
Yeah, I'd say more than decent, right? I mean, especially once she hits that high ground, your buildings are going to be absolutely crumbling. You got 33. This tower should be going down. That's going to give you outpost control as well, and Quincy just not in a position to really react, and look to propose a tier 2 trade or anything up top lane. And again, to get back to the point I was briefly mentioning, although now they're giving MSS some free farm up top lane, he's about to get to this Blink Dagger. He wasn't really able to get too much, one-on-one time with creep waves to be able to farm his item beforehand, because most of it was going to Quinn. LOA was getting a couple of, he's got a lot of farm actually on the Wyvern, and then you compare this to Fata and Snake King here on the AA and Clock respectively, 2 heroes that they don't need an item, but Tiny needs this Blink Dagger to get online. This has been always a big problem of Tiny 4, of course, and Tundra, I think they do well to draft their support duo who have no such concerns and already able to get solo kills onto mid laners.
Very, very true, actually. And that combined with the Dragon Knight is also, I would say, a bit more item independent than the Vipers we've seen with Blink Dagger 3-3 is already online. You are playing really easily to this 4-1 lineup. And though this does falter until like minute 40 or so, when not only does the core-to-core matchup on Quincy Group benefit them, but on top of that, they also can itemize against the Luna. Right now, it's perfect, because nobody can really beat Skiter on a 1v1. There's the Ice Blast and attack anyone. Oh, they do see the smoke, thanks to the residual vision from the Ice Blast. 3-3 says, why not? Let's go for MSS. Eclipse has been used. Skiter really wants the skill, and MSS will fall. Again, oh no, he already just got that Blink Dagger. Hook shot for the Winter Wyvern. SVG won't be able to get away either. 3-3. He wants to look for more. Finds Yawar. Skiter coming nearby. Nice little gust here, Yawar. They need to slow him somehow. Lose some beam, they just need some vision. In goes Quinn. He wants to attack Skiter, but Quinn not gonna be able to turn this into a kill. The lack of stuns is apparent. There's really Dragon Knight +4 here when it comes to stunning.
Yeah, especially after the hook shot has been utilized and we fall back on a Wyvern. There's going to be an attempt on Quinn's life, but the Dissemblade easily dodging out that spicy Meatball Ice Blast combo they had for him. Potentially now we look for a turn here. I think LOA is definitely going to be looking for one. Viratavetos just juked though, and dodged, better said, by that Ghost Walk by 9, so just in the nick of time here he's able to escape. Scot-free, Tundra don't lose anyone. They get a buyback out from the Wyvern, as well as a free kill into the Tiny.
Well played there by Tundra, honestly. Now they do have a sizable lead as the Invokers kind of come online. And we've seen this before, right? We talk about the fact that Invoking Block Wedge just transitions easily into the Quasi-Zord. Later parts of the game, you become a secondary core. Take over the Void Spirit's job, which now becomes a bit more utility. The Void Spirit peaks around level 25 when you get the Dissimulate stun, plus the Shard. And then you become like, honestly, really strong secondary carry. But as of now, the Invoker's looking a bit stronger as he deals much more damage than Void.
Yeah, this Luna's also looking a lot more ready to fight with her BKB now completed. 9 second. Yawar still looking to finish that one off. He needs another 450 gold, but that means that Tundra in this fight are going to be up 1-4. There's the jump underneath the tower. Hook shot now onto 2. Both supports immediately bursted down. The toss gets out from MSS, but they've now already set up for the kill onto Yawar, pushing back with the cogs thanks to Snake King. 3 dead underneath the tier 2 tower. 1 dieback. That's going to be perhaps Roche, if not the tier 2 on top. Yeah, they're already pinging Roshan, just going straight into it. Great moves from Tundra.
Easy. Why not, right? Go for the Roche free here. If you take the tier 2 Viper, Void Spirit will be able to defend somewhat. The Roche force another fight here. Actually, because Dragon Form is already active, so you might as well take an objective with it.
And that's going to be the biggest difference, you know, having BKB versus not quite yet having BKB. Yawar just really desperate to finish that one off, but was showing underneath the tower to get some farm. Nice preemptive jump, by the way, even right before they threw the rocket flare in. It was just 33 immediately blinking in, finding 2 people in the trees, 2 supports, mind you, and stunning up the more important one of the 2 being, I believe, the Wyvern to make sure that they couldn't counter-initiate with the curse. Going to be, I want to say, thanks to this ward, it might have been able to scout them in the daytime. Yeah, it looks like it, thanks to MSS movements here. Quinn, though, with Ags now finished up and on top of this Yule Scepter, ought to be the one playing a little bit more aggressively, but again, he just lacks the damage. He's got great control, he's great at breaking these back lines and creating chaos in the fights, but the damage just has to come from somewhere, and without this BKB, Yawar has not been able to stand his ground in these fights whatsoever.
Yeah, once he gets that BKB though, things might change a bit. The lock, I mean, you still have the hook shot though, of course, to deal with him. But that'll be pretty much it. The Luna will have to fight 1v1. As we've said, that matchup is not entirely that great. However, with a 5k lead, I feel like Skiter can really hold his own. If you get the BKB by the time Skiter gets even half his Scotty, it's going to be difficult for Yawar to fight that. The growth ball also helps a bit here to make sure that Skiter can stay a decent distance. That plus a Dragon Lance honestly adds up.
Very good point.
Pushing it more consistently. Quinn waiting.
Radiant's
he might try to interrupt this, but they don't seem to want to initiate just yet. Quinn Seeker still in the top lane, gathering up. There we go, Quinn. Just trying to disturb Skiter, see if they can find a little cheeky kill, but no intention of actually committing here.
Well, there's Tornado out, so maybe now they look for it. You can see Tundra already kind of starting to reposition on the supports, kind of expecting Quinn or someone else to make an aggressive play. Now they're going to scout the BKB on Yawar, but of course with Aegis, Skiter still quite confident here in showing and actively pushing, even using the Manta style to increase his pushing power.
Wait, okay, now they're all here. Now they can totally kill Skiter. Island's coming out. That's going to be Skitter's first life, taking with a multi-shot. And they also murder MSS.
Oh, they got the silence, though.
Snaking just wanted to get some space to scary, but Snaking will die as a result. 9 is capable of getting away thanks to the Ghost Walk plus the BKB. Skiter still wants this tower, but doesn't want to lose his life for it. So he's going to have to retreat, allowing for the deny from Quincy Crew. Ends up being a 4 for a 4, in addition to the Aegis, though, taken away. So not bad for Quincy Crew for the low committal effort they had.
Yeah, both teams were, like, they're playing it safe because they recognize that the game's in a pretty delicate state right now, where if Tundra were to just get like a big team fight win there, it's almost certainly the game, to be honest, for Tundra. But Quincy, they know that, you know, they still have a pretty good late game matchup, even if you're an item behind, just one item behind.
Go for 3-3.
Drow Ranger. Oh.
In the top lane. I don't think this can turn to a kill unless the rest of the team comes in. Can he keep him in check long enough? 3-3. Needs some help from the Invoker. In comes SVG. 3-3 just lost his dragon form. So the Dragon Tail sets up. Icebutt will miss. Tornado helping him out a bit, but 3-3 is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He won't be able to get away. The TPs from QCY will be more successful because that tier 1 top didn't get taken earlier. And it makes playing in this dead lane so much more difficult here for Tundra.
Yeah, so this is the nice part about having the Drow Ranger on your team, is that even if you are an item behind, if she's allowed to just stand her ground and hit people because of her passive, especially against carries where she's got a favorable matchup, because Luna, 30 base armor sounds like a lot, but not to a marksmanship proc, you know? It feels like you can equalize with that one item. But here's the crucial one, though, that Skitter's now just picked up here. He now has the Eye of Scotty on the Luna. Crucial for two reasons, of course. One, it is going to really look to annoy and kind of just neutralize this Drow Ranger as a threat actively in these fights. And secondly, also looking to reduce the healing of the Cold Embrace. We've not gone fully into the healing build, though, for LOA. He's instead opted for the Glimmer Cape rather than the Holy Locket that we tend to see. But he still did take this level 10 talent, which is just an absurd amount of healing overall.
Yeah, also the 50 damage. But I agree, I think Glimmer Cape is the better option anyway, because you have to deal with the ice spot.
And about us, we're going to get on pause yet again. Skiter is going to be able to improve his kind of area control as well. He's actually queued up the Aghanim Shard, looking to purchase that himself. As Quincy Crew now will make an aggressive play back up towards 33. They've got eyes on him underneath the ward, and he will be taken down. Quinn did have to use both steps here to be able to secure the kill, but there's going to be no counter initiation potential with everyone else from Tundra scattering to the wind.
They're putting a lot of effort into pushing in this top lane here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Quincy Crew has just been using this slaughterhouse, getting a bunch of kills. And Tundra's actually even protecting it with a couple of defensive wards. Very interesting. They must think that, I mean, if they do this, it's getting very difficult. It's true, if they do this, even if they sacrifice people, it's very difficult for Quincy Crew to push and regain map control. Because pushing bottom and pushing mid is relatively easily for Tundra. Between the fact they have a Luna and a DK, even the Ice Blast is useful for that, and the fact they also control those areas. So if you are capable of pushing top, even if you're sacrificing someone for it, then Quincy Crew struggles to regain that map control. Something that they usually play around as well. This is a team that likes to win the lanes, destroy the map, and then from then on choke you to death. But this game, they're on the back foot, which is not a position they like playing.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Rocket Flare heading top lane is going to see Quinn. There's that global combo we spoke about, but again, without the DK in range, yeah, that's not going to be able to net them a kill. 33, though, is about to finish off his BKB here. Just needs about probably 2 more waves fully to farm it up. We've got MSS and Lelis nearby, but they're not going to be confident enough to make the play, especially as they get dewarded, and we'll just allow the DK to farm peacefully for now.
I feel like now also Tundra is thinking control the top area and then control Roshan.
Double damage!
Or as a means, sorry, to control Roshan. They think they can fight, which is why they're also pushing this out, as we can see by the amount of wards in the center. And they are going to be trying to force a fight here with the smoke, in fact, Tundra. Let's see what they go for. And they get good initiation, they have Eclipse ready. They also have Cataclysm, by the way, so they're trying to take advantage of this. MSS, the target, there's the Cataclysm used. And it's going to burst out MSS and SVG. Both supports dead. This should net them a tower. Very important for that control, especially if they want to take over Roshan area. And take over the Radiant advantage. 9 will go a bit far, but 9 has the BKB, wants to punish Quinn. Quinn will be able to get away thanks to his own BKB.
Oh man, Skiter, he's picked up the Enchanted Quiver here with the Shard, and in case you couldn't tell, this does work. So it does trigger the Enchanted Quiver attack. I believe it does go on cooldown, but it's a 5-second cooldown on a 2.5-second Lucent Beam, and you're still throwing auto attacks the whole time. It's so much damage right now on this Luna.
That Shard is pretty cool, not gonna lie. I think that Shard, once it got upgraded so it throws the 2 attacks, went from like support Luna build to, oh my god, every carry Luna wants at some point in the game. Especially since it drops from Roshan. I mean, they didn't get it from it, but it's really, really useful, okay? Yep. I mean, it BK by 3-3. This time they want to secure the tower without plus the illusions. They're struggling though. 35 HP. This sucks. The deny is going to be guaranteed.
Radiant's top tower has
You know,
been
33
denied.
there with the logic. Hey, if you got it, flaunt it, showing off the BKB. He farmed for it. He worked hard for it. They killed him a couple of times to try and stop him, but he's now got it completed. And now the Gem of True Sight, I believe, purchased by Fata, as they're going to look for just to maintain their vision and the counterplay here for the Glimmer Cape up from LOA, which really hasn't been too big of a problem here, I should say, for the likes of Tundra. They've been able to get these nice pickoffs, usually opening up these fights by getting quick kills onto MSS and very then quickly LOA or vice versa.
Well, there's another smoke by Tundra, knowing they're still strong. They only wasted one resource, which was BKB, and the Evoker's already back online. And in fact, now they're leading with Skiter because, honestly, he's really, really tanky. He can afford to be a tank. We saw this yesterday, actually, as well, doing Matumba doing something similar on Secret, but I feel like Skiter has the build to make this work, especially with the Hurricane Pike as a solo save for her, in addition to the fact that you have the Dragon Tail Cataclysm to reinitiate the fight. I feel like this is a better lineup for you to...
It is, yeah. I mean, that's always the kind of game that Luna would rather play, right? Have that one item advantage whenever you are engaging in these fights. Put all that farming speed, that passive of yours, that is great in fights and great for pushing, but is especially useful for farming, especially early on, to good use and get that extra item ahead. Right now, looking really damn scary, going for that second Dispel after using the Manta Style for the most part quite aggressively, and keeping the Satanic available to just be able to 1v1 in some of these fights. Again, even with Satanic, it's still not an easy game for her versus this Drow Ranger. We are now just about a full item behind, I will say, on the Drow, who's now felt the need to go into the Lincoln Sphere to stop perhaps a Dragon Tail or a Cold Snap from connecting, because I think that's really the only two targeted stuns they have. Hookshot, though, is going to target stuns onto Quinn. The Cogs, they'll push him away from the Cataclysm, so Quinn's going to BKB, look to fight a little bit. Procs the end, it's Defensa looking to try and run, as there's going to be a great Winter's Curse in the choke point to keep him at bay. 33 trying to fight versus Yawar, but he's got those marksmanship procs, so he needs to back away. Snake King now looking for the kill onto LOA. It throws himself into the Cold Embrace. The meatball too spicy for him now. Yawar BKB no longer active, stuck in the ice wall, killed off by Skiter. Beyond Godlike as Nine picks up the kill onto MSS with the EMP. 3 dead on the likes of Quincy Crew, all over Quinn, just getting caught in the river there by a fantastic hook shot from Snake King.
That was an impressive play by Skiter, honestly. Putting himself in the middle of the fight to, first of all, cancel that marksmanship at the beginning, and then calculating the BKB really well with that Eclipse to force him to run away. Once he used the Hurricane Pike to run away, it was just a bit too late because you can't ever get any more space between you and Luna, and they can just chase you down so easily. Roshan's gone back in 50 seconds, so right now you can dominate the triangle, push mid and push top, and at the same time take Roshan. No need to ward your own jungle any longer. Much easier to just try to ward the triangle and get rid of any visitors that might come by here. I mean, Tundra's playing so well right now. These team fights are looking very difficult for Quincy Crew. Skiter is on point with his Luna. This has been a really good performance on him.
The rare strat, now that you can no longer use couriers to scout when Roshan is alive, you just leave a gem in the pit, and the gem will let you know whenever Roshan is up, because as long as you've just dropped the gem, it does give you vision in this little AoE, which is useful for, of course, dewarding up cliffs, but also useful for the Roche vision now.
That's a very nice trick. People are so innovative, but as long as they themselves don't have to check, they'll do anything.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, it's not like, you know, you've got a Clockwork who's got the best Roche control perhaps in the entire game. Well, ET.
Or an Ancient Apparition who also gives vision.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's not like that was your 1-2. Actually, it was the last pick Clockwork, but you know.
Checks it with his body instead of the guy.
Oh, it's here.
Roshan just spawned.
Second Roche.
Shard. Do you give the shard? I'm assuming you give it to the Invoker for the triple meatball, particularly the cooldown reduction.
Yeah, I genuinely think there's a case for Jetpack this game, just to be able to hunt down the Wyvern, like quite literally, like outside of Hookshot. But I think we're probably going to give it to the Invoker. Yeah, just for the meatball cooldown.
Meatball cooldown is just so useful. I mean, the triple meatball is more of a meme. It's useful sometimes, but it's really the meatball cooldown that he loves. That meteor more times than a
They gotta get out. Quincy, they're looking to split push just one more wave, but that could be the death of them here. As there's the rocket flare into the vision. Cataclysm even used. They really want LOA, perhaps just expecting a bit of a stronger fight as Snake King, unfortunately blocked by the creep wave, unfortunately is not going to be able to cancel the secondary TP out from Lelis.
I love that 3-3 has decided there's no way he's farming Axe this game, so he's just going to be Spider Leg instead to be a better Dragon Skiter. He knows he can fight this. They should not go for him. MSS will die to the Eclipse. A freebie for Skiter, and they don't depend on the Eclipse anymore in these fights. Skiter has enough physical damage now to make up for it, so you're in a pickle, QCY crew. You just lost your supports there for free. They still have buyback at least. Skiter's going to start pushing. There you go for UR, force that BKB, 3-3s to get away, activates the BKB. There's a Scotty now, slowing that 3-3. 3-3's not going to be able to survive. He dies immediately while it's also activating his own BKB. Quinn has to get away. And they actually do force Tundra away from the racks. They don't want to fight without 3-3. They almost got a couple of counter kills there, but QCY crew really good with their mobility.
I love the patience there for LOA, but I just can't, I can't help but think, man, a Winter's Curse when they were trying to escape would have been game-changing there. Of course, difficult for him to get into that position, but he did have the buyback. He's got as well the cast-ranged Psychic Headband. It's tough. It's a really tough game, and that's why it's so punishing whenever you lose your supports. That's why Tundra, and 9 specifically, is more than willing to use Cataclysm, even if it just guarantees the kill onto the Wyvern. There's going to be a buyback now out from 33, though, as MSS trapped in the meatball here. Is going to be nukes down. That's a dieback out from him. Quinn slowed by the Ice Vortex now. They're going to be able to catch up. The melee Dragon Form stun instant, setting up for the hookshot as LOA trying to TP out. They actually force-staff Snaking forward with the Battery Assault active to try and cancel the TP, but the Wyvern able to escape just in the nick of time.
It's very difficult for QCY defend without their Void Spirit. They're going to need to buy back here. He was the one that was getting pickoffs and kind of forcing them to overcommit and everything. Skiter with the Alacrity, how are you going to stop this push from happening? At least one lane of racks if you don't want to buy back. And honestly, there's a point to not buybacking here. I think it's justified. Yeah, still have the Glimp. You can somewhat defend it to the point that they only take one lane of racks. They still have the Aegis. It's not like you're going to be able to fight them either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm surprised they're not pushing faster than they currently are, to be honest. I mean, we got Luna sitting on just about 8,000 golds. I'm just wondering what's the next item here for Luna, because you know, you got an 8K net worth lead, and it's a 12K net worth lead to the Drow Ranger, so you're like 2, maybe almost 3 items ahead.
Cataclysm, they're gonna go for the Winter Wyvern, almost dead. SVG they can't, and Winter's Curse turns around this team fight, but there is no Quinn. SVG already dead. They will take down Snaking at least, but Skiter did push a fair amount. Still though, only one lane of racks, and they didn't waste the buyback on Quinn. The patience actually paid off.
Yep, so far so good. Like you said, that one lane of barracks in exchange for the Winter's Curse. Kill onto Snaking, which is a lot of your early scouting and initiation being taken care of. That means that QCY crew ideally can now get outside of the base. I don't believe they have too many tier 4 neutrals. Yeah, they've got literally none of them, which is no surprise because they've just been trapped inside the base. Compared to only the one that Tundra had decided to farm up here in the 3 minutes that they could have. And no one's using it. It's a Minotaur Horn. Not a bad item. It's 2 surprises there for me. One, that they have not spent, you know, at least a minute farming these items in between the pushes, and 2, that no one's equipped any of them so far. I think someone's going to be looking to take that Flicker, though.
Ooh, Timeless Relic. Oh boy, that's good. Actually, I don't know if you give the DK the Mentor Horn or the Timeless Relic. Timeless Relic is... Maybe just give the Timeless Relic to Fata instead. Or even the Invoker. Yeah, 9, because you want more magical damage.
And now Skiter with a Flicker here is actually quite a punishing item towards the likes of a Drow Ranger. Of course, because not only is it going to dispel you, but it also is going to disjoint any projectile, so you're not going to be able to immediately apply the slow from the Eye of Scotty. So I think that's the main reason he's holding on to it here. He's also got a backpack Ags, but so, you know, just be careful. Eventually he's going to be able to just send the Clockwork in. He's a Snaking come here, hit him with that Eclipse, and send Snaking to do his bidding. And the best part about that is even if Snaking dies, who again just hates these Satyrs, man.
Oh my goodness, see?
Oh, you are. He's left behind though. Skiter's gonna close the gap. There goes the Eclipse active. You're gonna get the max bounces here onto UR before he activates the BKB. Minotaur Horn now from 33. Pulled back though by the 8th. The Remnant is Quinn. Not looking to fight any longer. Another stun though onto the Drow Ranger. Another second. There's gonna be the Cataclysm. So many Sunstrikes around. UR still alive on a sliver of HP, but nukes down by the likes of Fata. As 9 now dropping the meteor, or dropping the meteors, looking to try and force them away. 2 kills for 9. 33 looking to close the gap onto Quinn, who's got both after steps. Wellis is going to be the second to last to fall here, as now Quinn can't even regen from the fountain, will be killed off. Buyback though, realistically what can they do? Quinn at least proccing the Andis, looking for this kill onto 33, nearly has it, but the cheese consumed in time. That fondue, How about you, says 33 in this. They look for the second kill now onto Quinn. Yules himself back into the air, but can't even get the Astral Step away. Lelis continuing to stand his ground in the fountain as they refuse to GG out. But now with all 5 heroes dead, they have no choice.
Tundra, an impressive performance in game number 1, honestly. I feel like Quincy, you could fault some of the movements perhaps in the early game, playing a bit overly aggressive. They couldn't really get their game going because